Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to the channel, please feel free to subscribe, and also don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get notified each time when I upload a new video. For my old subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I appreciate the love, guys. Okay guys, so I've not been uploaded a lot of video lately. It is because, guys, this life is crazy. Like, I've been trying to figure out what I want to do, the job, and just like a lot of things just going on. Guys, today I just want to talk to you guys about like a topic that I always get asked a lot, and the topic is buying a house in Canada. Buying a house in Canada can be really big a challenge, especially if you're by yourself, you don't have like a husband, or you're buying it with like your family member or something like that. So it's a little bit challenging. But I bought my first house, I bought my first condo back in 2021 August. So now we're in 2023, so it's going to be almost 2 years that I've been owning this condo. But I just wanted to talk about the process, why I got a condo and everything like that, because I get asked that question a lot, guys. I was living in a studio. It was a bachelor, guys. So a bachelor is a tiny place. So if you walk in, you see the living room, and most of the bachelor does not have a door for you to go to your bedroom. So my house was just an open area. So that's where I was living before. And then prior to that, I was living in a basement suite. And I really love that basement suite because it was my first time renting on my own. And I believe I was like, I think I was like 21, 22, something like that. Anyway, I forgot. But that was my first place I was living by myself. It was in the basement, and that place, it was nice. The landlord was nice. They were nice people, guys. Like, and the reason why I moved out of that place was because they were selling the house. That's why I had to move out. And when I moved out, I got a bachelor, and I was living there, and it was good for my budget because I was by myself. I don't have kids, so I was going to manage with the bachelor. And I started thinking about buying a house when the pandemic hit. Coronavirus. So when the pandemic hit, a lot of things were going down, especially like if you want to buy a house. So the condos, they were really cheap, or even the houses, because the pandemic just really hit really hard. It was during 2020 and 2021, and I started seeing it, and I'm like, oh, I think it would be good if I actually invest into owning a property in Canada. So I was just like you guys, like watching this video. I went to YouTube. I was searching how to own a condo, how to own a house in Canada, all of that. I went through Google, guys. Google was my best friend and YouTube was my best friend. So I was just going around it, looking at devices, tip, and everything. I got this plan in August. So I think it was during the summertime. So I think it was June. Let me actually see. Because I'm gonna know when I actually started like the whole journey. So I'm just checking when I started talking to my realtor. So May 19, like June. So that's when I started with the whole process. So first step, like when you're trying to buy a place, you have to look at the neighborhood you want. You don't want to go to a bad neighborhood, because if you go to a bad neighborhood, chances are your insurance, they're not going to cover that place, especially if it's like a risky area, a lot of violence. Like, you don't want to be sleeping and all of a sudden you hear like a bam, you know what I mean? So it's always good to look at a good area, because you're going to stay there in the long run. Like, you're investing in that place, so you have to make sure the area you're going it's a safe area for you, just in the long run, because you can have kids and you want to raise those kids in a good area. Don't just go by the prices because it's cheap. No, guys, always look for the best area that you can find, and also security, just for your own safety, guys. So I was looking around and I found out there was one area that I really like, and it was brand new. So that's the one I wanted the most. So the first thing is, I was looking for a realtor, and thank God, like, I found a nice realtor that was helping me with all the help that I needed. Like, I had no idea of what I was doing, and I didn't know where to go, the steps and all of that. But I had a good realtor that was helping me through all these steps. So if you're in Calgary, especially looking for like a good realtor, I'm going to leave his info right below so you guys can check him out, guys. And then before that, I had about three realtor that I was talking to, and I was just seeing with the vibe. Some of them, they were more like aggressive towards me because they needed a sale that bad, and I was just not clicking with them. And I had some that were just procrastinating, guys. So the one that I had, that one, he was just like, well, you want this place? Okay, let's go get it. So it was just like right there, you know. I was like, oh, this one, you know, it was like motivating me too, because I just went and I messaged him. I said this, and it was actually a referral, guys. So that made it really good for me. So I messaged him, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, okay, when do you want to buy the house? I'm like, I was just joking with him. I'm like, oh, this year. Then he's like, okay, so we need this. Every week he was checking up on me, and if I had some question, I will message him or I will call him. He always gave me answer. And if he doesn't know the answer, he's gonna say, okay, Gloria, let me get back to you. So he was not procrastinate, he was actually pushing me. So I'm just gonna look at my phone, because I put some notes here so I don't just go talk all around. So I always tell people, if you want to buy a property, make sure your mind is clear. Make sure like you have a job, because you don't want to buy a place and in 2 months, 3 months, you cannot afford your mortgage. So make sure your mind is clean, and make sure that's what you want to do, guys. So just be ready. And the first important thing, of course, is to have a good credit score, guys. Make sure you're working on that credit if you want to buy a property in Canada. That's the number one thing that you need first. Make sure you have a good credit score. And to have a good credit score, you can have a credit card like me. You know, you can have a credit card, and when you have a credit card, it helps you build up your credit. If you have some debt that they took you to collection, make sure to kind of sort it out so you can clean out your credit. Okay? And do not do unnecessary credit check with your name if it's not important, because it affects your credit, even if it's just a tiny bit. Let's say if you want to buy a phone, if you're going to buy a phone, they do a credit check, and even though that credit check is not as big, but it does affect your credit. So just make sure you're not playing around with your credit. And if you have some debt in collection, make sure to clear that one out. Your credit card, make sure you're paying for your credit card. If you have some big debt, just do some arrangement, guys, because at the end of the day, you want your credit score to be as clean as it can. Like, you don't have to have the highest one. You don't have to have like 800, 900. Like, just work on it. 600, 700, work on it. And if you don't have a credit card, go get one credit card. Even if it's just like 1,000 or 500 limit, you can start there and work on it. For those people who have student loan, example. So if you have a student loan, you can always apply for the RAP. I think it's called RAP. So repayment assistance plan. So when you apply for the RAP, what it does is, depending on your income, they will lower your monthly payment with the student loan, and also is going to freeze the interest rate on your student loan for 6 months. So if you're having a student loan, make sure to apply for that, so like that you're not paying too much because of the interest rate. Okay guys, this is just what I know, and this is the advice I'm giving you guys. I'm not an expert or a financial advisor. Like, I'm just giving you advices on what I know. Okay, so that's one of the advice I will give you with your credit score. Second, you need to have a job, and make sure that job you have, when you're buying a property, make sure you're not on probation. Okay, you have to make sure that job you had it for maybe like a year or two. I'm not too sure of the length, but you need to have that job for a long time, because when you're going to submit your paper and everything, they will see when you started the job. So they don't want somebody who just started a new job like 2 months ago and then buying a property, because chances are you're going to quit that job. So just make sure you have a reliable job. So the most important thing before the credit score is the down payment. Guys, the down payment is the seal of everything. So if you're going to go buy a property, guy, you have a good credit score, check. You have a job, check. And make sure you have a down payment. So down payment is the amount you're going to give for your house that you're buying, and it can be 20%, it can be 10%, it can even be 5%. And if you're in Canada, you're a first-time home buyer, they always have some kind of program like the 5%, like the government will give like 5% down payment, something like that. They have something like that. I forgot the name of it, but make sure you have like a down payment, because the down payment is the security that you're going to get that property. If you don't have a down payment and you're looking to buy a property, chances are it's not going to work out, because you need to put a down payment on the house. So make sure you're having that down payment. So some people, they can get approved with their mortgage. They can get approved for a mortgage of like, let's say $400,000-$500,000. So it all depends on your income. Okay, and if you're one person, like a single person, you're buying it on your own, like my own, you might not get approved for that big amount. Okay, so just make sure you know that before you're trying to buy a place. And like, one of the things that people always ask me is why I didn't buy a house, why I decided to buy a condo. First of all, condo is actually cheaper than a house. So me, if I have one income coming in, I'm not going to buy a house just because it's big. Like, I cannot do that, because I'm going to struggling paying the mortgage. But if I buy a condo, my mortgage is going to be cheaper. And also, when you're getting a condo, there's usually condo fees. So the condo fees, for me, especially when I was looking for the house to buy, I was looking for condo fees that has some of the utility included. So it can be water included, it can be heat included, because when in Canada, guys, we need to have that heat. And I'm not going to get a house that I have to be paying heat, water, electricity, garbage, like all of that, because it tends to be a lot pricey. And if you're having a condo, you can get condo fees. So those fees, you're paying it every month with your mortgage. The condo fees that I was looking for, I was looking inside the condo fees what included. So I make sure there was water and also heat. So when it has water and heat already, I already know at the back of my head that I'm just gonna pay electricity. Water and heat is already included. I'm not going to bother myself too much with that one. Okay, and the condo fees too is for the condo. I think it's called condominium, something like that. Yeah, okay, so it's for the condominium property, something like that. So that one is, let's say if you live in a building that have elevator. So this elevator, they need the employee who's going to come clean that elevator. The garbage, people come and take that one out. The heat, the water, and also all of all of those stuff is all included inside the condo fees. Okay, and it can changes. It can changes. Like since I've been here for almost 2 years, the condo fees, of course, is going to increase with time. Okay, but it's not as you having a house and you paying for all of that, and it's going to be so much more, guys. And I just did not want to put myself in that position and just working to pay off the mortgage. No, I wanted to work, pay my mortgage, and still trying to live life. Okay, so if you're one person, I would suggest you getting a condo. If there's 2 people, if you and your husband or you and another person, or buying a property, you guys can put a house. But for me personally, the condo was a best fit for me. And also, one thing that people don't usually tell you is property tax. Property tax, guys. The property tax is the tax that you have to pay, of course, for your property in your city. And if you live in a condo, the property tax is going to be a little bit less comparing if you owning a house, because a house, it's a big house, so the property tax is going to be more on a house. And also, one thing I have to mention, you guys, let's say if you have underground parking, when it's time for the property tax, you need to pay the property tax for your condo and also the property tax for your underground parking as well, because that one is considered as a property. So it's two different fees that's going to come. And property tax is each year they do it. So in Canada, well, especially like the province I live in, Alberta, we get our property tax like in June, July, something like that. So we get a property tax, and you have to pay for your property tax. So just be aware of that, of those fees whenever you're buying like a property. So there's going to be property tax. If you're having a condo, there will be condo fees, and of course you have to pay for your mortgage and the down payment. You have to have that down payment as well. And when you're getting a mortgage, let's say all the paperwork is good, you finally got approved, and you're going to go look at some houses. That's the best part. When you're going to look for your properties, like a shopping, but it's a grown-up shopping because you're shopping for a property. For me, I went and I checked like 3 houses before I got mine. So the first one, I remember the first one, I like that place, but the only thing is it was really small. It was really tiny, and the price was right because I told my realtor how much down payment I was gonna give. So he was showing me stuff that was fitting my criteria. He was just not showing me anything. Even I remember when I got so stressed out. Oh my, okay. Let me go back to this one, and I'm gonna tell you guys what happened, why I got stressed out. Okay, so the first place that I saw, I liked it, but it was too small. The second place, that's the place where I fell in love with that place. And I remember we even put an offer, because when you find a place, you can put an offer. Okay, so let's say if it was like 220, they can put an offer for like 200, for like 218, some, you know. So like that, the price can go down. So that place, I really like it, but something went wrong. It was the insurance. The insurance did not like approve it or something like that. So I was really sad that time. Okay, this is one of the tip I will give you guys that I did not know. A lot of people does not know about it. I was shocked. Okay, so let's say if you're renting, okay, and your lease is going to end, example, in September. Some people, they will just break the lease and then pay. But if you give them the cost of you breaking your lease is for you to buy a new house, they can terminate that lease with no fees. So in August, that's when I got the place. My lease was supposed to finish in December. Yes, okay, now I remember. So my lease was supposed to finish in December, and I told them that I was going to move out of that place before my lease, which was in August. and they told me I have to pay for, since it was August, for the other month remaining. And I was so stressed out because I'm like, oh my god, I have to give the down payment, and I'm probably gonna pay the first month, and now I have to pay for all the month that I'm going to not be here in this place for just breaking the list. I was so stressed out, and they already sent me like a bill how much I'm gonna pay. Guys, I was so stressed out because I didn't know I was gonna get that place so fast. And mind you, I started all of this in June. So June, July, August. So that's just in 3 months. I didn't know it was going to go that quick. I thought I was gonna get the house like in 2022. I was not thinking about it, but that's what I'm saying. If you have like a good realtor that's pushing you, things can go so fast. And all of this, when I was doing it, I did not tell anybody, especially like did not tell my friends. I think I only told maybe one person that was close to me, 1 or 2. But my family, I didn't tell anybody because I wanted everything to work out first before I go and I tell everybody. When I messaged them, they told me I have to pay this amount of money because I'm breaking the list. And I was so stressed out. And I remember researching, and one person told me that if you're buying a house, they're going to terminate your lease without you paying any penalty. And I'm like, ding 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 ding, let me go email them back. So I went and I emailed the lady back. I told them the reason why I'm moving out before my lease end is because I'm buying a property. And as soon as I said that, guys, all the stress came out. And she emailed me saying, congratulations, if it's a buying a property, they can terminate your lease. And I just had to send in some proof. So that one is one of the things that I didn't know about. So it was actually good, and it was a good relief. So thank God. First, just make sure when you're buying a house, you know what you're getting yourself into. And also, I always tell people, when you have that down payment ready, make sure you have a little bit of money on the side, just in case, because you never know what can happen in life. You can lose your job, something can happen. Make sure you have like at least 3-4 months of mortgage up ahead, so if something happened in the long run, you're not gonna be struggling. You still have time to look for a job. Okay, so I already gave you guys all I know for the fees, like the down payment, all of that. And make sure you also have money for the lawyer as well. And also, when you get your house or the condo or whatever you're buying, make sure you have some money on the side for inspection. That one, I did not know it until after when I got my place. So when I got my place, they have to do inspection. So just to check like the houses, like make sure the painting is good, all of the wall plugs are working fine. So you can have, depending on the place. If it's a big house, like I say, if it's a house, you pay more. If it's a condo, you're not gonna pay that much, maybe like $300-500, depending. Okay, this is just an estimate I'm giving you guys, so they can inspect your house. So when you're coming in, everything is ready to go. So I had to pay the inspection. I forgot how much I paid, but it was not as much. So I guess that's all of the advices and tips that I'll give you guys, and I hope you guys were taking notes. So if I find some video of the place I will look like when I first moved in, I'll put the video for you guys. That's about it. So that's just it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and what I just told you is based on my experience, guys, and also some stuff I had to learn. And if you're on a journey to buy a property, I wish you guys all the best. Make sure you do the right research as you can. Ask anybody, ask for question, look for some video, get a good realtor, because if you have a good realtor, everything is gonna be smooth for you. So when you get your first place, don't be in a rush of like furniture. Take your time to furnish your house because it's your house. Don't be in a rush to buy furniture that's gonna be expensive and you're not gonna like it. Just take your time. So if you're curious on what I have, is I have a condo which has 2 bedrooms, and the master bedroom have like a washroom. So, and I have an extra room, so that one for my guests. It's always good to think ahead, not just buying one bedroom. It's always good to have two, because I'm a woman, I can have kids, and I want to have an extra bedroom just for my guests. So if I have kids in the future, I can put them in that room as well. And it's just good to have two bedroom. Okay. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave any kind of comment that you may have. Subscribe to my channel if you have not. I'll see you guys on the next video. Until next time, peace.